Grand Rising, wonderful souls, and welcome to Nomes Terra. It's a new channel, it's a new name, and it's a bit of a tongue twister. It means earth only, so I may say Nomes Terra or I may say earth only. It is Catalan, okay, because I'm half Catalan. Now, this is a collective reading for my Virgo gang, okay, Virgo here, gang, love it. This is a collective reading on what's coming forward for, I'd say, the next 7 to 10 days. I got quite a few messages that came through for you, Virgo family. The first one was, Lord, grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things that we can, and wisdom to know the difference. And then I also got, and it made me really emotional because I saw, it's a short by someone that I follow that does like healthy meals and workouts. Her name is Growing Ananas. And I love her. I just love her vibe. She's so sweet. She's got such a sweet, uplifting vibe. And one of the videos that she put up had the song singing behind, and it said, thank you for the sunshine, thank you for the rain, thank you for the joy, and thank you for the pain. It's a beautiful day. And in it, you see her with thank you for the sunshine, having great loads of fun. When it's raining, you know, and when it says for the pain, her being upset. And it's a rawness and a genuinity with emotion. And I think that it hit me. It was just really beautiful. And also, all of your messages seem to be about let go, Virgos. This week, there is something I feel like that is going to be released emotionally, because I can feel it. There's something emotionally that's going to be released. And I say that, and the card that came out before I even finished these was take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Because, you know, you're the ones taking care of everybody else. It's the goers, work. Or the messages you also got was let go and let God. And that's irrespective of if you believe in God or not, and you're just spiritual. It's just that saying of let go and let God. Give up whatever it is that you've been holding on to your guides, to your ancestors, to whoever it is that you see is protecting you. This week is about taking care of yourself, your mental health, your physical health. And also there is this energy of letting go of the need to be right. And come on, we are Virgos, you know what I mean, right? And illusions. And I had a very strong feeling of Kuan Yin being around me, because I work with that energy. And Durga came forward. I don't work with her energy, but she is the Hindi version of Archangel Michael. She's extremely protective, and she is one of many faces of Kali. She is one of the other sides of Kali. And I did also get with illusions that someone pretending to be Kali Ma is trying to get into your sorry, there's loads of trains going past. I'm going to let it go past, because this is also to do with like distractions. Something about your light team this week, you're going to be made aware of there being someone that's trying to infiltrate into, I heard your mindscape, okay? And I was shown someone pretending to be Kali Ma, because I work with Kali Ma as well. And Kali Ma, I know exactly what she looks like to me, the way that she comes to me. And as I was calling in, you know, the teams of highest light and resonance, I always call in, you know, and say, oh, when I'm doing just collectives, I will say, I call in, you know, all of the teams of highest light and resonance of the collective consciousness that need to hear this message right now, you know, for their highest and greatest good. Please come in. You are so welcome. But I remove and I banish any false light from coming in. And I did that for you guys, Virgo. And I was shown Kali Ma. But Kali Ma was a painting. And she never comes to me as a painting, if that makes sense. And she had many, many tongues. And I knew straight away. And I was like, no. And I... See how the car's beeping outside? That's confirmation for someone here that if you are working with Kali Ma, or if an energy has come towards you stating that they are Kali Ma, if they have many tongues, that's not Kali Ma, okay? And you're being told to call on any of your protectors to remove that energy, which is what I did. Now, that is only like a side note, and I feel like this energy is bringing itself up or kind of rearing its head this week, because there's a lot of acceptance happening for us, Virgos. And being a Virgo, I am Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising. I have, you know, a stellium. I have 2 different types of stellium in my birth chart, and one of them is a Virgo. Is Virgo in many placements. Is the need to control. So someone here needs to work with dragon's blood incense, or getting dragon's blood oil, putting that in your bath, because it's very, very good for those who find it difficult to let go of control. Because a song that came up when I was actually channeling, because I pre-channel, and I pre-channeled some of these things here, and then I was channeling afterwards, was a song by Take That, Pray. All I do each night is pray. That close the doors to 1 minute. All I do each night is pray, hoping that I'll be a part of you again someday. All I do each night is pray. Close the doors, keep my love within. I can't remember all of it, but what I do remember from that song is talking about, kind of like, it's supposed to be a song about losing a love and praying that you'll be let back into that person's life. But what I was getting from this is that there is something that needs to be let go of when it comes to your heart space, okay? And I think that's the reason why I was getting that energy of let go and let God. Let go of control, and let go of control and feel the feels. If there is something from your past that you just control, or you hold on to, or you go, well, I'm not that bothered, whatever, no, I've healed from that, it's fine, the door's closed. Just because the door's closed doesn't mean that the wound behind it has turned into a scar yet. And that's the energy that I'm getting here. And I know that I know, because I am a Virgo myself, that there's going to be kickback in the comments of people going, well, no, actually, I know you because I know me, okay? And you've gone here, take care of yourself. All right, and there's a lot of green, which is your heart space. Get yourself out into nature, and no excuses, none. It doesn't matter if you're working 70 hours a week. Walk the first 5 minutes before you go in, park your car further down so you have to walk past those trees and touch your hands against the trees, if that's all you can do, okay? But you need to get out into green space. And there is somebody who's making an excuse for not taking care of themselves, and I am not judging you. I am literally just the messenger, okay? I heard you need to do more for yourself. Because this also looks, when you look at this, there's bubbles coming out of there. It's almost like she has jumped into water and she's actually at the bottom of a lake. If you don't have time to go to a lake, or to go and touch that tree or hug that tree, run yourself a bubble bath every flipping night for the next 7 to 10 to 14 days. Have that bubble bath. But don't do like me, which is getting into that bath, and I'm going to have a bubble bath, I'm going to put my glitter in it, I'm going to put bubbles in it, because I've been rushing around, and I usually take a shower because I want to get on with the day. And then get in that bubble bath and keep checking the time, because I know someone else is doing that. Somebody is going, what time is it? Because I've got a clock right outside that window, and I can actually see it from the bathroom. Somebody is getting in that bath, or going, yeah, I'll do that. I've been in there for 5 minutes, I'm bored now, what do I do? Someone's nervous system is like going into hyperdrive, and you're being told that it's not just the fact that it's your nervous system going into hyperdrive. It's a learnt behaviour, and it's a learnt behaviour because you're constantly on the go. But this Lord grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. Here is to do with letting go of control of something. And you've got to remember as well, is that control is another form of fear. And again, I'm not judging you in any way, shape or form, especially if that you feel like that is triggering you in me saying that, but it is. When you think, when we're young, when we're little, when we are children, and we feel unsafe, we find a way of controlling to make ourselves feel safe, and that is either creating a narrative in our head that takes us away and gives us escapism, finding a hobby where we can make ourselves small so that we're not seen by whatever it is that's making us feel like unsafe, or we armour and we shut down, okay? And if we do not address this as we're growing up, that becomes part of our shadow, and that becomes something that we then have as part of, it becomes intrinsic in our behaviour. So there is something here actionable that you are doing daily, or thought-wise, daily, that it's your sense of control, and you're being asked to literally Lord, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, we cannot control, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what is it that you're holding on to? What is it that you're saying, I have no control over, I'm just going to let that happen? And the bits that you are trying to control, because I'm getting also that there's something here when it comes to expectations. And I do apologise for the noise in the background. I do live next to a train station. And I must say as well that this is a general reading. It's not a personal one. So parts of this may actually resonate, parts of it may not, and that's okay. I have 2 other channels. I have the North Star Tarot, which looks at all matters of heart and to do with inner child healing, love and stuff like that. And I also have Bronwen's Cove Tarot, which looks at everything and anything. Okay, so if this doesn't resonate for you, you can go over and have a look at those. You may find messages in there. And please know that anything that comes up, please don't take my advice over that of a professional lawyer, mental health worker, doctor, okay? But Kuan Yin, with Kuan Yin coming up, Kuan Yin is seen in many cultures as a goddess of forgiveness and mercy. So there's a need here for you to forgive yourself for something over the next couple of weeks and to be really gentle with yourself, because I know that I've talked for the last 10 minutes and I only got one card out, but I feel like someone really needs to hear this. And I know from myself, okay, being a Virgo, how flipping stubborn I can be when it comes to taking advice. I can give advice freely. I could sit here for hours and film and give advice, or, you know, have my friends sat down here and give them advice. But then taking that advice myself, take care of yourself, go and have that bubble bath, you know, and then sitting in there for 10 minutes looking at my watch going, I've been in here for long enough, I've got stuff to do. So someone here needs that. Someone here needs to give themselves, I keep hearing Ho'oponopono is really important right now. Ho'oponopono, I'm going to put a link in down below, Ho'oponopono and breath work. Even if you're only doing the square, which is breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Because someone's, like I was saying, someone's nervous system is really in hyperdrive right now. I am getting also that there's the energy, because you've got here and now and go the distance. I've got the energy of, especially with that Kali Ma illusions, there are, you know, external energies that can be pushing into yours and kind of trying to encourage your mental mind, your mind, you know, your what's the word, your higher and lower mental body to go into hyperdrive. And as Virgos, we are, you know, we're ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of analysing information, you know, how we absorb and process information, how we see those finer details. But go the distance with here and now, you're being asked to be present with yourself, with your emotions, with what it is that's upsetting you, or what it is that you're not looking at, because it's easier to have a sense of control over it. And I feel like, I heard it's gonna get messy and you need to allow it to. And I know this is not what I expected, because it's gonna get messy for me too, because I'm in the Virgo gang, all right? But there's something about this next 7 to 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks. I'm sorry about the noise, but I live next to a train station. There's nothing I can do about it. But over the next 2 weeks, it's going to get emotionally messy, and you're being told to let go and let it. Let go and let God. Let it. Okay? Cry if you need to. Because you've got to go the distance in exchanging gifts upside down. Someone's very, very hard on themselves. And I know that there is an external energy that's trying to kind of like press your buttons, or trying to, I heard, make you feel small. And I heard like you did before. That might be what you're being told to let go of. Someone here, there is a memory from when you were a child or a relationship before, or experiences, and it may not even be a romantic relationship. It could be work-based. Someone may have got picked on at work, or somebody may have been devalued at work. And that's for a small portion. But these 2 weeks, your reading has been so different, like so different, a world apart from Taurus and Capricorn, in that, you know, in Taurus and Capricorn, it was very much to do with kind of energies coming in, you know, anything to do with love, anything to do with work. And yours is really about yourself, about you, about, because the thing is as well, Virgos, we work so hard. We have a very, there's something about your work ethic and gaining value from your work ethic, or how hard you work, or how you're seen when you're at work. And I feel like there's something that needs to be released in that area as well. Okay, and I keep hearing flipping Doja Cat. I don't like her. keep hearing Doja Cat, she's the devil, she's the devil, she's the devil. There is a need also for you to let go of that last tiny bit of a scar that is still open a little bit, hasn't healed completely, when it comes to how other people value, how other people see you in comparison to how you then gain value. And I know that there will be people shouting the loudest in the comments going, I don't do that, I value myself. But let's be honest, okay? We are social creatures. When we really come to it, we're social creatures. Of course, we want to be seen in a good light by other people. And when people tell you that you suck, or your work, you know, that work that you did, no matter what your job is, that you've put your heart and soul into, that you don't want to cut corners, you're going to get it done exactly as you're supposed to do it, that they're telling you that it's not good enough, or that you didn't work hard enough, that takes an internal knock. Whether or not we're saying we take external value, there's a need for you to look at where that comes from in the next 2 weeks, because there may be someone who is testing your patience or purposely trying to press your buttons in when it comes to your self-worth. And there is going to be a link for you, and I feel like this is part of the letting go and finding that serenity and accepting what can be changed, what can't be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is also, look, you've got the fates and you've got exchanging gifts. A lot of you are going to have massive epiphanies the next coming weeks in the experiences that you've had in the past to do with your family and your upbringing, to do with the jobs that you've had and how those two may have been interconnected for some. And then the relationships, how you opened your heart and how it got hurt and how you guarded it. There's going to be an epiphany for you, because the fates is about destiny. It's about things that are already written in the stars. I don't know why there are so many alarms going off, because there aren't usually. But it was also exchange of gifts was upside down. Part of your paths or part of your purpose was to have an arduous life up until this point. You were supposed to. Because this is one of the fates. There are 3 fates, isn't there? And I think is it Greek mythology? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, one of them is the one that pulls the golden thread, that brings life into form, brings that baby out, you know, beautiful bouncing baby boy or girl. And then the second one is the one that moves and manipulates it for our highs and our lows. And the last one is the one that cuts it to, you know, end that life and bring in, you know, that life going off into the ethers or into the next life. And you have here, there is going to be, if you are letting go of control, and this is what you're being asked to do, you're opening up the space for more knowledge to come in for you. And you've got to remember, again, we are ruled by Mercury. And you're being told, the universe is letting you know that you are going to be shown why you were stuck in a rut for so long, why you went through as much as you did, why you weren't valued. Look, go the distance, why you always had to work so flipping hard. Something's going to, I keep hearing ding with a light going off. This is a very, I don't know, this energy is very sobering. Now this came out on its side, okay, and this says new life, and then you have soulmates that came out. And I feel like also in the next couple of weeks, you're going to be given, I had it's an epiphany, but you're going to be given clear vision when it comes to matters of your heart, when it comes to the choices that you've had before and why you made the choices that you did. And when you think about, like, for example, the people that have broken your heart before, it's because they weren't your soulmates. You were literally being taught a certain lesson. And I don't mean you being taught a lesson. I mean you were being given and gifted lessons and knowledge from the universe. And it's not until we have that aha ding ding moment that when we learn that we're no longer offered the same lesson. It's like going into history and just not into a history lesson and sitting down, and the teacher, you just don't understand what the teacher's saying. So every time you come into that lesson, you're still on the same page 1. And then coming in and it just clicks, and that teacher that was talking garbage or garbled words, now you can hear them clearly and you can start turning those pages, because that chapter's over. That's the energy that I'm getting, because with this new life on the side, this is your choice. I do feel like there's someone here who is still stuck a little bit in memories of the past, is what I heard. Memories of the past is coming up. And that's why new life is on its side, because it's your choice. We co-create the relationships that we have. We co-create the experiences that we have. And it has been, and look, you've got the tribe underneath. When this lesson is completely learned. And I know that many of us are going to be like, no, I've learned that lesson. Not completely. Not us Virgo gang. We still have a little bit that we have to let go of. It's resistance. And you get used to armoring yourself because you've had to do it yourself, or because you've had to be that nurturer or that provider, or because we are such good analyzers, and many of us are empaths. We read other people's needs and we give them what they need, and then expect the same thing, and then we don't get it, because we're ending up choosing people who aren't soulmates, or people who aren't mirrored in our energies, if that makes sense. And this next 2 weeks is going to be about letting that go, removing the expectations from the past, not from the new people or new energies that are coming in, but from the past. Okay, it's almost like being angry at, let's say, your mother for not giving you that 10 points of love, when all she was ever able to give you was 1 point. 1 point. And that was her doing her very, very best, but she could only give you 1 point. But we still set that expectation that we want the 10 points, and then we're very, very angry that we didn't get the other 9 points. This is not just for a mother, this is for any relationships we've had, and the expectations we put on ourselves as well. I feel like there's going to be an eye-opener, and I keep hearing stop resisting it, stop resisting it. Anything else for the next 10 to 14 days? Clean it up is upside down. That's what I mean. In the next week to 2 weeks, there's going to be, especially if you are taking care of yourself. And when I say take care of yourself, listening to your body. If you are a workout freak and say, like, I've just started working out in the last 2 months, on the days where you get up and you're like, my back hurts, my knee hurts, or I'm tired, and you don't want to, don't do it. And don't do it and then feel shame for not doing it. Listen to your body. If your body's saying, no, today I'm going to do some gentle stretching and that's it, then just do that. If you are working 2 jobs and you are feeling burnout, take a flipping sick day. Take a sick day. And remember, please use your discernment with that. But if you have sick days left over and you are feeling exhausted, take one of your sick days and rest. Take that mental health day that you need. Go and speak to the doctors about your mental health if you feel like you're struggling. You do not have to carry, because I'm seeing the 10 of Wands, you do not have to carry that by yourself. This is why you have to take care of yourself and clean it up. And this is also to do with like your nutrition, the things that you put in your body. Look at what's in your 6th house as well, because I feel like that's going to really help you over the next 2 weeks. You know, your 6th house is to do with your nutrition. It's to do with your fitness and your health, your work routines, and they all marry together. The next 2 weeks is really important in, especially with, if you have like this energy of illusions and someone trying to kind of like mar that and get into your mental body, or get into your energy in any way, shape or form, be that through gossip, be that by being overbearing or not listening to your boundaries, or be that someone doing some mad juju in the background, it makes no difference. You taking care of yourself is going to not only make you feel good, it's going to empower you, and it's going to stop whatever it is that other people are trying to do to press your buttons from even working, because you're going to be cleaning that away straight away. Okay. And I heard spiritual baths are really important at this time. Really important at this time. A change in the wind. See, this is upside down because there's something here that you're not looking at from the past. Because when I put this down next to the new life's on its side when you have a change in the wind. For that change to come, there's something you need to let go of, and especially that need to be right in something when you're looking at a past relationship or something along those lines. This is to do with a past relationship for someone, okay? A past relationship where they were draining you, where you did all the flipping work, okay? Come to the edge, where you kind of buried your head in the sand about that. That's what you're being asked to look at. Now, before we go, I'd like to know Anything to do with work would be really nice. Healer of all ages. Okay, you may be somebody who, I heard someone may need to go to the chiropractor. You've got healer of ages and blinded to pain. I don't know if you work with your family or if you have a family run business or you were thinking of doing something like that. You've got Archangel Raphael and healer of all ages. The next 2 weeks is very much to do, you may be actually healing generational wounds the next 2 weeks. But can you tell me about work for the next 2 weeks, please? Work for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Now you've got on here Mercury. I knew that would come out for us Virgos, okay? It says here, communicate, analyse, and let your mind tell you how. Again, this is a highlight. I don't even think... I'm going to wait for that to finish. Sorry. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to continue. I don't think that it really matters right now when it comes to work, when it comes to romance. This is really... The next 2 weeks is about focusing on yourself. Because I intuitively picked up a deck that doesn't talk about, you know, pentacles or things like that, because this is about your mind. This is about loving yourself and looking after yourself. And with communicate, analyze, and let your mind tell you how to, we were just talking about, you know, listening to your body, but also listen to yourself. There's a need also to kind of like connect with your inner child the next 2 weeks and just ask them, what do they want? Because you're asking yourself what you want. But you're asking the young, innocent part of yourself, what do you want? If your inner child says, I want some cake, go and eat some cake. Whether you're on the keto diet or the paleo diet or you're on some sort of, you know, newfangled diet, go and eat that bit of sugar. If your inner child says that they want to dance, put some music on when you get home and have a dance, okay? Listen to them, because it's going to really help guide you through the next 2 weeks where you're going through, it's almost like, I heard it's going to be a bit painful. And I don't say that to scare you in any way, shape or form, but I know that you Virgos and us Virgos, we love to analyse and ask why and to kind of poke and figure out and, you know, give me that Rubik's Cube. I'm going to try and figure that out. I want to figure out how my brain works. Why is a leaf green? Why is the sky blue? That kind of energy. So even if it is painful, you know that delving through that is actually going to render some really beautiful results for you. You've also got, look, yeah, a personal issue reaches resolution for Moon in Cancer. This could be to do with family. It could be a family wound. It could be a friend who's a Cancer that hurt you. But I'm really getting this is about how you verbalise your emotions, how you verbalise what hurts. And as I'm talking about this, I can feel like it's not pain, but it's a pressure here that wants to come out. You might not even know what it is that I'm talking about, but it still resonates. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of like going, but what are you talking about? But the part when I'm saying that you're a bit of a control freak, that kind of resonates, right? So you need to kind of navigate that back to when you were younger and find where that memory is that hits a little wound, because that's what you need to look at. It's got to do with family. It's got to do with voicing or expressing your needs, because underneath you've got Uranus. It might shock you what comes up. For someone here, journaling is a really, not only is it therapeutic, it's going to draw up things that you didn't even know were bothering you. And I remember when I, about 5, 6 years ago, I had to teach myself to walk again. I was in hospital for over like 14 days. They weren't sure if I had equiacordia. I was on a Zimmer frame, all the rest of it. And I had a lot of things going on in my life. I had a partner at the time who had been together for 5 years, who dumped me by text, who didn't come and see me. And I was very angry. I was very confused at the time about what was going on in my life. And I remember that I wrote for months, every day. Every day I fervently wrote about what a bastard my ex was for leaving me, my back and so on. And over the months, it started to change. I started to, I would put one thing that I was grateful for at the end. No matter what it was that I had said, no matter how angry I'd got at whatever, there would always be one thing that I was grateful for. And over the months, things started to change. The way my perspective on life started to change. And then I got to the end of 3 months and I didn't want to write anymore because I'd got out what I needed to. Someone here needs to do this. And it's going to shock you what comes up. It's going to shock you what it is that has made you feel like you have had to control. Whether that is your environment, whether that is the way that you eat or work out, or what time you go to sleep, or, you know, how you regulate your day, or how many hours you work. There is a need for you to express this, to verbalize this, whether this is writing it down, reading it out and burning it, whether it is just recording it into your phone, but you need to activate here. This needs to be activated in some way. And I've put it down next to take care of yourself and clean up time in reverse. So someone really does need to speak this out, because you've also got divine lineage. Your guides are with you. They're watching you. And this is why I got that pray as well. All I do each night is pray. You have ancestors who are with you. They're kind of like cheering you on, because I honestly feel like there is something that you are removing, not just from your life, but from a lineage. And I know this is going on a bit longer. I'm going to kind of wrap this up now. No, Cancer's coming out again. This is to do with family. This is a family wound. It's going to come to head in the next couple of weeks, because you've got daughter romance and then secrets revealed. Look at this. Look at this. This is a family wound that has been blocking your daughter romance for most of your life. Okay, and there's going to be some sort of triggering memory from a recent breakup or a recent relationship that you have had. And when I say recent, it can be anything from months to a couple of years, so really take it as it resonates. But this is going to, and look, you've got mask upside down. You then have healer of ages. Your words are going to heal yourself. I don't know if you're the type of person that talks to yourself, because I do. I can be, you know, doing the washing up, and then I'll just get a thought in my head and I'll start talking it out. And like, almost like it's one of my guides has told me this. And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. So did you hear about blah, 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 blah? I may do that on my own, but I do that a lot. That's how I analyze. That's how I verbalize things and kind of process things, almost like a computer. There's a need for someone to do this here, because you've got the woman holding the heart upside down, and then you have intuition upside down. Okay. This is about not feeling safe, because you've got feeling safe underneath. All right. And then show the world the real you, and then liberation underneath. There is a need for you to verbalize what it is that you doubt within yourself and your capabilities when it comes to love, when it comes to your capabilities in all areas of your life, because I'm getting from my Virgos, many of you are very confident, or you put on the face of being very confident, or you've been through many hoops of healing to get to where you are with the confidence that you have. But there is also a facade. There's something that is kind of armored when it comes to your heart space. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to have massive revelations. Okay, it's going to be massive revelations when it comes to the friends that you've had, the places that you've gone with people, or how you've expressed yourself. You may be somebody who's a really good listener, but you don't really open up when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your heart, even with your friends. And there's a need in the next 2 weeks for you to really explore that. And it's not about dropping your guard and just welcoming everybody in, but it is opening up to a new sense of being vulnerable and trusting that you can be vulnerable as well. I'm going to leave it there. I really hope that gave you some confirmation and clarity on what you already intuitively knew. If you are new to my channel, I'd love for you to hit on the like, the subscribe and the notification bell so you can see more of my lovely content. And you will be new, actually, because this is brand new. It's a brand new channel. I'm going to leave it there, though. I love you guys. See you later.